Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike. That's me at Filmboy24. And today we have a doozy. A doozy! It's found film number 64. And you know found film is when we just find film that was shot, presumably, many moons ago. And that is the case right here. Right here. This is a 16 millimeter magazine that fit these kinds of cameras. And there's the result right there. That's right, we cracked open this little memory safe from many decades ago. Like so. You see, they open up. You got to know what you're doing a little bit. I'm not saying I'm an expert at doing this, but you do kind of need to know what you're doing. I reload these and shoot them myself, and you can do that in cameras like these. You see, this is 16 millimeter movie film, but you would shoot it in cameras like these. These are magazine 16 millimeter cameras. This is a Cine Kodak, this is a Revere 16, and it was kind of like Super 8 of today, only this is 16 millimeter of yesterday. They don't make these anymore, Kodak doesn't. And you can hear the pieces and parts kind of rattling around in there. I took this one apart. You just open it up and extracted the film in total darkness and loaded it into my Lomo UPB-1A and processed it, scanned it, and I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. I got it from Mount Airy, Maryland. I believe that's what it was. Let me check the bottom because I put tape on it. Yeah, Mount Airy, Maryland. And I got it earlier last year. I picked it up online. It was relatively cheap. I don't remember what I gave for it, but I like to save lots and lots, or as many as I can. I save these old rolls of cine film, a little bit of still film as well, but I especially like saving cine film because it's moving memories, rolling pictures like flip books in our past. And it's really exciting to see, like, delve into the lives of people sometimes 40, 50, 60, 70, and even 80 years ago. We've done some that were really, really old. Well, what we have for you today is a medium old. This is Kodachrome. Now, I process a lot of movie film. Let me restate that. I process a lot of movie film. I do it all the time, every week, hundreds and hundreds of rolls. I don't process hundreds of rolls every week, but I have processed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rolls of film. Now, I've been involved in one aspect or another, one form or another. I've had dangled my feet in the film pool for the better part of, and a little beyond 40 years now. Starting out in the 70s, late 70s with 35 millimeter and 110 film, a little bit of disc camera later in life. In the 80s, I really started getting into Super 8 film. So it's important to me to kind of rescue this film. A lot of times this would be, something would be for sale on an online website, an auction site, or something like that. And somebody will pick this up just so they could open it up, grab the exposed, fully exposed roll of film, grab it, toss it, and reload it with their brand spanking new film from FPP. I'm okay with that as long as you don't throw that exposed film away. Send it to me. You can keep the cartridge. Lord knows I got plenty of them. So what I did was, this was Kodachrome 25. It's a daylight film. And I had no idea how old it was. They didn't discontinue it until I think 2009. But it was in this cartridge. It did not come in a box or cartridge, this magazine. 50 feet of it, spooled up. That's what these held. And it was said fully exposed. The little green window there, it said 0 in EXP. That means exposed. So I pulled it. I loaded it into my UPB-1A. I did a little snippet off the end of it. I did not dunk test it. I didn't strip test it. I went for it. I just dove in face first, belly flopped, and decided on HC110B. It's actually FPP 110. About 66 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what I bathed it in for about 3 minutes and about 20 seconds. I usually set my timer for 3:30, start my pour, and then start dumping the chemicals out at about 3:20. So I'm in the 3:15, 3:20 range for processing. Rinse it off. This does have Remjet on it, that nasty black layer on the base. I extracted as much of that as I could in the first step, step 1, and then got the rest of it off at the very end. I got to tell you, I process a lot of movie film, and none gives me more trouble than Kodachrome. Always has, always will. It's extremely hit and miss. It's a 50-50 gamble most of the time. And when you do get images, oftentimes they're, well, goofy, hard to see, cloudy, muddy, a lot of fogging, a lot of grain, cracking, mold. Kodachrome just didn't last. It didn't hold up well, and it was never truly stored properly throughout the years by most consumers. Occasionally you find somebody that has it in their freezer and it's been in their freezer for millions of years. Typically that's not the case. And again, it just didn't hold up well over the years. So I never expect good results out of Kodachrome. Imagine my surprise when I was done peeling the Remjet off of that base layer, or wiping it off with a nice soft cloth, and I held the film up to a light and I saw pretty darn good images. So you can just, I want you to get inside my head and I want you to be me for a second. What? They were amazing. I was stunned at how good they looked for that type of film. Now, it always looks better when you hold it up to the light as opposed to when you're finished scanning it, but I have to admit, it really didn't look too shabby when I was all finished with it, and I'm going to show you why in about 1 more minute. Okay, so what I was able to ascertain was through edge coding. See, Kodak would put a little code on the edge of their film. I don't do a lot of it anymore these days, but they would put little symbols, and I found the symbol on the edge of this film, and the symbol was a triangle, a square, and a triangle. That told me, and I was happy to know and learn, that this particular roll was manufactured in 1984. Yeah, 1984. Relatively new compared to what I typically process when it comes to these old Kodachrome magazines. Most of this is from the 60s and 70s that I come across. Kodachrome 2, Kodachrome, just old Kodachrome, even the Kodachrome 25. So I was really excited to see what we were getting into when I saw those that coding. And without too much more of this, I'm going to show you exactly what we did get into. Then I'm going to come back, I'm going to tell you how I scanned it, and well, let's wrap it up. Here it is. Well, there it is. So aside from some underexposure, there's some dark spots in it. There's some areas where the original filmmaker got it off a little bit. You know, it's dark. There's some, even some of the outside shots were a little bit dark. And obviously we have, well, it appears to be post-wedding. The girl and the guy, and they're outside taking photos. And then you got the Incredible Hulk with no shirt on, and then Dad with the pony keg, and then, you know, you got the ladies at the end there just for, you know, a second right there at the end, going through something, I don't know, reading the manuals and whatnot. And in the first shot of the truckster, the Queen family truckster, the Griswold machine at the those old station wagons bring back a ton of memories for me, and they probably do for you too if you're anywhere in my sphere of age range. They were very popular in the 1970s and part of the 80s. So very interesting. And again, I am so glad that I was able to salvage or save this film and show it to you, even if it's only just a few hundred people that are ever going to see it. That's a few hundred people more than would have ever seen this roll of film had we let it end up in the county landfill in Maryland. No one would have ever seen it. It would have been lost forever. No one could have seen, you know, the real Hulk. Hulkamania. I scanned that with my new Movie Stuff Retro Scan Universal Mark II 4K unit. Pretty happy with it. It's a learning curve for me right now. It's relatively new for me, this scanner. I've had it less than a month. I've only scanned a couple rolls of film with it, and again, I'm learning the ins and outs of it. It's a little bit different than my 2K unit that I still have and use occasionally. So bear with me on the scan. I think I'm going to get better and better and better at it, hopefully. And that's what we have for you. That is Kodachrome. If you recognize anybody in that film, it would be kind of neat to show it to the original people that shot it, or maybe that fella, or that young lady, or someone that was in the film. I think there was even a baby at the end. I know they were looking at like baby stroller or baby carrier stuff at the end. That baby's, you know, probably in his or her 40s now. So well, if you recognize anything, any people, then leave a comment. Let me know. Let's see if we can figure out where it goes. This came from Maryland. That's where the film was sold from. That doesn't mean that's where it was shot. I love doing 16mm film. I want to start doing a little bit more of it. I typically do Super 8. The cartridges hold up well. They stay light-proof throughout the years, as do these for the most part. These are a little tougher to find, but I still have quite a few to get through. If you have an old cartridge like this that was exposed years ago by someone that you don't know, so we can discuss and have fun with it, and you want it processed, send it to me. I will do it for absolutely no charge. I will keep the film, but I'll send you a digital copy, and it's up to me whether or not we show it right here on my channel. If you have film that you shot, I'll process and scan that as well, but I do have to charge you a little fee. So email me. We can work that out later. I do it on a it depends on how busy I am basis. So give me an email and we'll talk about it. Anyway, that's all I got. That's it for, you know, found film number 64. We got a lot of found films coming up. I got at least 100 on deck. At least 100. And I got a lot of still film too. I'm doing a little shorts series of still film. If you haven't seen them, then we'll go back to the, you know, the thing and check it out. Look in the playlist. If you enjoyed this video, this one, and you want to see more, loads more, how about, see that? That's just a picture, but you should subscribe. It's down there, right on the bottom. And do this for me if, well, you know, if you think I've earned it, hit me a thumbs up. It makes sense. I mean, thumbs it up if you like old films and saving history and things like that. And until the very next time, such a goofball. And until the very next time that I see each and every one of you lovely human beings. And if there's some pets watching, that would be weird. That's weird. I'll see all of you on the very next go around.